darling. Give me some champagne.
God, look at those legs. They go on for miles.
You're right.
Serious.
Does this count as contactless home delivery?
I don't think so.
What if I go with it? Welcome to the house of Valentina. I'm Valentina, and today's video is going to be so much fun because we are going shopping at Homegoods. And this is a video that a lot of you have been asking for. You want to know, how do I shop at Homegoods? You've seen the videos that we've done in the past about how to make your home look more expensive on a budget. And places like Homegoods are the perfect places to go to find these budget-friendly things. But it can be a bit of a mess trying to shop at Homegoods and trying to find the things that look high-end. How do you know what to choose? It can be overwhelming because there's stuff everywhere, and I just thought it'd be really fun to share my tips and tricks for shopping at Homegoods and how I find things that I think look more expensive. You can let me know what you think of the items that we find, but I think that you can absolutely find things that look very high-end and still budget-friendly. We did shop a little bit in Homegoods, and we filmed a little bit, but of course I have to wear a mask because we're in the store. So I apologize, it's gonna be a little bit harder to hear, but I wanted to actually show you what we're doing. So it's a little bit harder to say, oh, go to the store and look for this and that, and then not be able to actually show you. So I decided, my husband, he grabbed my iPhone, we just took it into the store. This is definitely not super high quality or anything like that, but we just thought it'd be really fun. All right, let's get started. My number one tip is to go with a list. I don't know about you, but when I go to Homegoods and I start looking around and there's all this stuff, I have one of two reactions. Either one, I literally am like, there's nothing good here, I'm not doing this, I'm out. Okay, I am so guilty of doing that the majority of the time. So the thought of having to like weed through things and spend hours in a store trying to find the one good thing, like, I don't have time for that. But I have found that if I go with a list, I'm able to really hone in on, yes, it's fine. I will look on the shelves and look for anything that really catches my eye. However, I have a list, and therefore I can stay focused on what I really need to look for while I'm here, and it really helps me not get distracted or discouraged.
Is that? Oh, you know what that's for? When you see the vampire, that's what you use.
Stop. They have
Landon would,
crystals and stuff like at Restoration Hardware, but these are not.
Landon would love these. He loves these. What are geodes? What they're called?
Yeah. It's just not my thing. Not that kind of least. Tip number two is to pass on the good deal. Now that sounds extremely counterintuitive, right? We're looking for the good deals. We're trying to save money. But I'm talking about the good deal that doesn't really fit what you really need. It definitely goes back to this idea of distraction of all these things. There's actually a theory behind it that Homegoods and places like these stores like TJ Maxx and these types of stores that they're actually using. They want you to feel slightly overwhelmed and that you are on a treasure hunt and that you have found this treasure that you cannot pass on. That's how they actually set the store up. I'm not saying that that isn't a fantastic business idea. I mean, I definitely feel that. I love the treasure hunt, you know? I love the feeling like I've found that one thing and I just wanna like hold it up and be like, woohoo, look what I found at Homegoods. Okay, I'm like that too. That's why we're doing the video, because I found cool stuff at Homegoods and I want to share it with you. But it's really important to not get too distracted with this idea because you don't need the good deal. It's not a good deal if you get it home and it doesn't fit in your space, it doesn't fit into your plan. It's not a good deal if the fabric is cheap and it falls apart and you've got to buy a second or third one because you keep going back to Homegoods for more. Do not be a glutton for punishment here. You really want to hone in your skills and look for what is really going to be something that lasts in your home. It's going to serve the purpose that you really need it to serve, and something that's going to really enhance your home style that you're trying to achieve. Are you checking out my legs? I see you.
Hopefully that's dairy-free ice cream in that cone.
What? Just in case. Just in case you weren't sure where you were.
You forgot where the sand underneath your feet and the waves in the background.
Got it, you labeled. I think that there is an idea around what quality is. It's this idea of something that is lasting. This is the color I'm looking for. Okay, see, this is a yes. This is a no. All the mirrors and all this. Just no. This is like smooth and modern, and if I had a place for that, I would actually buy that. It just looks better. It looks more high-end. And it's only $299. I wish I could find a desk in that color. And when you talk about quality luxury items, things that look expensive, it's the general hope is that these items would have a long-lasting quality to them. There's something that makes them worth the money. Now, I think that sometimes that can be a misconception, and for those of you that maybe have bought luxury brands that have a really great logo on them and makes people think, oh, I'm fancy and I wear, you know, expensive items. Maybe you're only buying it because it's got a label, but generally the thought is that that item is going to last longer, and therefore they have the right to slap their logo on it and charge you 5 times the price. However, you can find quality items on a budget. And it's really about understanding what quality really is and how to identify what will last you a long time. And sometimes that just comes from experience. Sometimes it comes, I mean, I've learned from buying a lot of junk that didn't last and being so frustrated with this idea of disposable items. I hate it. So as I grow older, one of the benefits of being older is that you start to learn that it is annoying to buy something and for things to flake off of it, for it to get destroyed really fast. Okay, if I had to choose, this is only $3.99 and it's Ralph Lauren. And I'm guessing that this is a 9x12? No, it's an 8x10. Okay, for $3.99. This one is $2.99, but this looks really cheap and itchy. If it was me, I'd spend $100 more and get that one. Tip number 4 is to go to more than one HomeGoods. So you're gonna see from these clips that we're showing you today that we went to more than one HomeGoods. In our area, I've got 3 that are about 15 to just under 20 minutes away from my house. So I've got 3 options. I went to all 3, you know, just for a video, you know, just for you guys. It wasn't because I just needed some retail therapy. No, I'm sure that's not what it was. But I went to 3 different locations. The first location, I found a few good things. It was pretty picked over, wasn't a whole lot of furniture, weren't a whole lot of things. And the second store was completely picked over. I didn't find a single thing. My husband really wanted me to take home this chaise, but you know, I said no. Darling, give me some champagne.
Serious.
Does this count as contactless home delivery?
I don't think so.
What if I go with it?
I think you just broke some rules.
This is actually really soft. I'll give him some cred. Didn't think it was really our style and I passed on it. But then the third store, we found yet another couch chaise, couch love seat kind of looking thing, if that's what you want to call it. We're being generous here. Maybe it's an art piece. I'm sure somebody will love it. But we passed on that. However, we found so many good things at that third location. So be prepared that you might have to look at more than one place, or you might have to go back more than once to find really great deals. And it just depends on your patience and your shopping buddy, whether that's something they're gonna be up for or not. $24.99.
Holy moly.
Yeah, you wanna get 2 of these?
Yeah.
For the deck?
Yeah. I need a bigger cart.
Yeah, that was optimistic. Tip number 5 is to stay focused. Now like I've said before, there's so many things going on, and I feel like even in the middle of this video, we've got to like stay focused because there's so many things and there's so many items to choose from, and I think it's hard to stay focused in the store. It's very easy to get distracted. Like I said before, it's kind of their goal is to take your focus away from your list. It's meant to be fun. That's totally me.
This sounds very true though for yours.
That truly sums up my book club. Because
yes.
It can be very challenging to stay focused, but pull your list back out, think about what you really came for, and be willing to walk away if you don't find it. Tip number 6 is to be picky. Deciding what you want and not settling on quality, not settling on what's a good deal, not settling on, this extra little thing that you've now found and you just have to have. I definitely grew up where being picky was considered something that was snobby, that, being picky meant that something wasn't good enough for you. But when it is your hard-earned money, I believe in being picky because it was hard to earn that money. And there's a lot of other things that you could use that money on. So I think being picky about the quality, being picky about it being the right thing for your home, being picky about what you really want from that item and will it serve that purpose. I think that being picky is some of the best advice that I can give you because you deserve for your hard-earned money to be well spent. God, no, why'd they do that? Is that in there?
Is it permanent?
I think it is. It's permanent. Here in Georgia, they melt. So we're gonna be in trouble. This is small. Look at the scale of this. That's what you want, is the scale. Something that's
so you want the larger scale?
If it's almost as tall as me, that's what I want. I don't see anything else I would buy. Tip number 7 is to shop at high-end stores. I know, you're like, what is up with this woman? Does she even understand what this video is about? Yes, I do actually. And in order to understand all these other things that we're talking about, the quality and understanding what looks good, what doesn't, what looks expensive, what looks high-end, what looks like you spent a lot of money on it even if you didn't, you have to understand what those things actually look like. What does a high-end item look like? What does good quality look like? If you only ever shop at stores that don't sell high quality, you're never gonna have the education to understand when you found something that's really, really good quality. Okay, so like, this is obviously not real wood. So you can have fake wood that isn't so obvious, but this is just, it has that really fake cheap look. So pass on this. This is really pretty, but it's really yellow. Ooh, that's cool. That was Ralph Lauren. Oh my gosh. It is really pretty, but it is very yellow. So I think if you had a really white room and a white sofa on this, that could be beautiful. So I recommend shopping at high-end stores. Go and look, touch things, feel things, understand what a high-end item looks like. That will make your job a lot easier, whether you're shopping at Homegoods or you're at Goodwill or a flea market, wherever it is. You're going to understand when you have seen something and you're able to say, now this has a very high-end look. And at the same time, this tip will also help you because you've kind of honed in to what you really like. You maybe created the shopping list off of something really high-end that you saw in a store, and you're wanting to replicate that look on a budget that you need to be able to afford it. It doesn't matter if that high-end piece is amazing and the most high quality, but if it's $10,000 for a rug and you just don't have $10,000, maybe you can find one for less than $1,000. I mean, they had some great options at these Homegoods that were very affordable and I thought were very high-end looking and had that quality. My final tip for today is to not let the store dictate your style. I know that a lot of us are really guilty of that. We walk in and we're like, oh, it's so great, look at all this stuff, oh, and you just want to buy it all, and there's so many good deals, and then you go down this aisle and it's like, it's an aisle of yellow pillows. Well, I know myself, yellow is not my favorite color, and I apologize if it is your favorite, but when I see a sea of yellow pillows, I suddenly think to myself, is yellow the latest color? Is this what everybody's doing? Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I should do yellow. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at yellow pillows when I don't like yellow pillows. Why am I doing this? And it's the Homegoods effect, people. It is the Homegoods effect. It's what they want you to feel. There's a sea of yellow pillows and you are the only person without a yellow pillow in your house. Well, it doesn't matter whether Homegoods is trying to tell you that this is what is in style. You decide. You decide what your style is before you walk into that store. Do not let that store, or any store for that matter, dictate your style. Really explore who you are. Sites like Pinterest are really good for helping you narrow down what you really, really love. This is something that I go through all the time with my clients, where they think that they want one thing because it's kind of what everybody's doing right now. You have just saved yourself so much money by understanding what you really want and how you want to live your life. If you do these steps, you'll end up with a home that's full of items that are high quality. It doesn't matter whether they actually have an expensive price tag. This is about you believing that you are worthy of having high quality items in your home and having that feel that you've invested in yourself and you've invested in your home and you're worthy of that. Believe that you are worthy of being yourself in your own home, that you are worthy of being invested in, and that you are worthy of good quality items and spending your money on things that are worth every last cent. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Go visit us at Instagram if you want to see more of our home and what we're working on, projects that we've got going on. House of Valentina is a real estate and design business, and we just love being able to share that with you. So we do that on Instagram, we do it on Facebook, and we have a website if you're interested in hiring us or working with us. We're here in the Atlanta area, and we just love being a part of your lives and a part of your homes. And I hope that you will always be encouraged when you leave us. I hope that you will always feel like you had a visit with us, because that's how we feel when you stop by. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
That is cool.
Has that handmade look to it?
Mm-hmm. I like this one because we could use this for our mountain house.
I keep seeing everybody get the big candles, and none of our stores ever have them.
You actually smell it?
It smells like
a mask?
No, it smells like shaving gel.
There's a poolside splash. What does that smell like? Does it smell like the bathroom at the pool?
Yes. Cool. Look at this. For $59.99?
Mm-hmm.
And it's made in Canada. This is cute. This is nice. Ugh, he was this big.
Oh my God.